Are you ready to haul around Crieve Hall with Tim, or as the kids call me, Mr. Tim?
Mr. Tim?
Mr. Tim, cruising around. Things I love about this neighborhood, right? Because I'm biased, because I have literally lived a mile and a half from here my entire life. It's still predominantly a ranch-style neighborhood. So, like, these are all ranch-style homes, somewhere in that 1,600 to 2,000 square foot range. Some are a little bit smaller, some are a little bit bigger. But yeah, they predominantly have been ranches up until as of recently, right? It's bigger, mature lots. So you're going to see, as we're driving around, you're going to see every once in a while there's one that's been kind of chopped down or redone and looks different, just bigger. And so I do think that Crieve Hall is starting to trend that way. As I said, we're just across the street, Franklin Road from Oak Hill, and that's where like all of the extreme teardowns taking place. Here's a good example, because you can see like this one right here, and honestly, it's not my favorite because I like the ranch style or keeping it in that same family or theme. But here's like an example of like a house that people are doing, right? And that's one. And then I'm about to take you up on Stallworth. Stallworth is actually where I did my first flip on Stallworth. So, and actually, I know I did a story about it, but I did the same thing. I did a flip, and I wholesaled literally two properties. They were neighbors to each other. So you'll see as we're pulling up here. But yeah, this is kind of where I started my investing. So this is the wholesale house. So that gray house, when I bought it, it was owned by a hoarder, and it was completely filled. And so we purchased it and spent 3 days and 6 dumpsters dumping it out. This house here is the one that I actually flipped. So this was my first flip. I didn't add that front porch. They've done that since then. Crieve Hall is so unique in the sense that, like, first of all, I'm driving around in a golf cart, and this isn't an HOA neighborhood. So you don't have any HOA fees. They're huge lots, very mature trees. So you're kind of getting the best of what, like, you know, what's so great about like established places. Community is a huge thing. Community service too, but community in the sense that like they do farming in the hall. They do a bunch of different things. They have like I think they have a Crieve Hall ladies like group that is really cool. They kind of run the parade of homes through Crieve Hall once a year, and they're like the murals that are drawn up. Those were all raised by, you know, the funds were raised by those ladies to do that, just to make it look prettier. This hill right here is Oakley, and I set a land speed record for a human going down this hill this year on a sled. I got a speedometer app, and this hill right here, I hit 31.4 miles per hour going down. Actually. It was insane. And then I hit the corner so hard that it took me down another street for like another mile. It was awesome. And then this is the biggest sledding street, Cochran. It's on the backside of Crieve Hall. This is a cool street because it's like super steep. So for sledding, it's like legendary. This one right here was my first home I sold in Crieve Hall. And at the time, that was maybe 340,000. So it's doubled in value probably now since then. Crieve Hall has 2 elementaries. There's Crieve Hall Elementary, and then there's Norman Binkley. Crieve Hall Elementary is like in the heart of Crieve Hall, and yeah, I mean, it's got a playground. It's got a bunch of ball fields that, I mean, every night they have ball games. I mean, I get to go watch my nephews play there.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, like Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll drive by. Okay. It's cool because there's 2 parks actually. Crieve Hall Elementary has a park, and then there's the CSX park, which is so unique, and we'll drive over there. But it's, dude, that park is like your childhood Sandlot type of experience, because it's tucked right next to the railroad tracks. So as they're like playing ball, the train will drive across, and it's like true old school neighborhood baseball field. Coolest house in Crieve Hall. If I could move to any of them, I would move to mine, but second I'd move to this one. Full renovation, old cabin. Crieve Hall was once like a plantation, like it was a farm for family, and so this was one of the cabins on the farm, and they just redid it like 2 years ago. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think they did an unbelievable job with it.
That's sweet.
beautiful house. And like those historic homes, like they did it. I mean, you have to do it the right way, but like they took it apart, and each beam you have to take off. You have to mark it. That all has to go back the exact same way.
Like a Lego.
It's exactly like a Lego. Yeah. I am currently looking for a tenant for one of my rentals that we're passing by right now. If you do know anybody that wants to rent in Crieve Hall, this one right here. Here's what I'm talking about. The neighbor. This is the neighborhood ball field. I mean, you can see the railroad running behind it, but I mean, this is just like. It's 2 fields tucked in the middle of a neighborhood. It just doesn't get better than that in this neighborhood. Like in any neighborhood, you can't tell me that you can't build a good community around a good ball field. I always hear people say like, "Man, it's just not what it used to be," or like growing up. Like I wish my kids had the opportunity that I had growing up, in the sense that like I went outside, ran down the street, and I didn't come home until my dad whistled, right? Or we didn't have the cell phone for us to text or anything like that. So, the thing is that I love about this is that like it's still the same. It's kind of stuck in time in that sense that like, my girls will run up and down the streets playing with friends, and me knowing that through each window of every house going down these streets, like there's eyes that are watching. It's just what more do you want? For family or for raising a family, what more do you want? Safety is like key, but like I just can't speak highly enough about the families.
Yeah,
unreal families. We rebuilt our home in 2019, kind of not because that was a trend or anything like that, but because we were running out of space, and I did the old like looking around where else would I go kind of thing, and truthfully, like the only place I would want to go resembled this was Oak Hill, and I was like, at that time you'd have had to have a $2 million budget, and I just was like, let's get some architectural plans drawn up and let's sit on them for a little bit and then get them quoted and see if that's cheaper than moving. And it was awesome. And then we rebuilt it, and it's like, I think a lot of people are thinking about doing the same thing, because like what you can't replace is community, the people that you live by.
Yeah.
You never know that when you're moving, and so, but you know that when you live here. And so it's the one thing that I tell everybody, like if you want to live in Crieve Hall, you're going to gain some of your best friends who are going to be there in your darkest times, and you're going to get to do life together every single day. So you can see, like, it was like all the other ranches that we've kind of driven by, but we wanted to build something that we felt like didn't ruin the integrity of the neighborhood, but also like fit our needs. And the second floor was that. So we pitched the roof and kind of it still has a ranch style feel, but it's got everything we need. So that's why as I said, like that's my thought. Here's my gym. So I work out down here every morning, my buddy Paul's house. So we got a little gym in his garage, and we get a little pump. Yeah, what do we call it? The body shop. Call it the body shop.
Body shop.
Yeah. Price ranges are like 500. Like you'll every once in a while find one that hasn't been renovated. 500s. I'd say mid six, now 700s, and then there are up to $1 million, $1.5 million now in this neighborhood. Those bigger, newer ones. Yeah. You get an array of everybody. You got your people that have lived here for 60 years, and they bought it for $8,000. And then you got your CEO of a construction company, but as I said, he probably could move to Brentwood, but he just loves it here. It kind of fits everyone here, like it's not so much like a status quo, like no one's really beating their chest here. It's just, we all want to stay here. We all want to live here. It's a fantastic place. And so we're all trying to do what we can to stay here. Oh, look, we got Christmas trees up, baby.
Oh, wow. A little early.
Very early. If you're a person that puts up Christmas trees the day after Halloween,
you gotta wait till the day after Thanksgiving.
I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. I 1000% agree with that. I've actually had multiple showings with the golf cart, because I think it just lets you get to know the neighborhood. And so what I'd say is, if you want somebody that's in the neighborhood, kind of in the know, and loves this neighborhood, truly wants to keep the integrity of the neighborhood, and you want to move here, give me a shout. I'd love to have you as a neighbor.